Hi, I'm Susan Jewell, Manager of Family Support at the Autism Project, and today we're going to be talking about how to teach weight. The Autism Project was born out of the public school systems about 26 years ago when educators and speech pathologists and OT were looking for a curriculum to teach students with ASD. Fast forward 26 years now, who are we? We are an eclectic group of educators, clinicians, parents, and individuals with ASD. We provide support and services to families. That is what I'm passionate about, family education and parent support. We also have social groups for individuals starting at age 5 all the way up through adult groups. We have a summer camp, Camp Wanna Go Again, that is also starting at age 5, and we also have a week that is just our adults. In addition, we have a training and consultation team that provides worldwide training to employers and educators to help support individuals with ASD. This is the Autism Project's family support team. We are all parents of individuals, children with ASD, so we have lived experience. We also have the ability to speak in many languages. We have a language line as well as bilingual family support specialists. Everyone on our team is a certified community health worker, and we look forward to working with you. Before we learn about a new tool, we like to do just a little recap of what is autism. And I'm going to read this directly from the slide. Autism spectrum disorders refer to a neurodevelopmental disorder that is characterized by difficulties with social communication, social interaction, restrictive and repetitive patterns in behaviors, interests, and activities, and by definition, the symptoms are present early on in life and affect daily functioning. And I read that verbatim from the American Psychological Association. We have the word neurodevelopmental in bold. The reason neurodevelopmental is in bold letters is because it's a neurologically based disorder. It is not a behavior disorder. So why does that matter? Why do we care? Because the interventions and the supports that we provide to a neurodevelopmental disorder are very different than the interventions and support we would provide for somebody who's got a behavior disorder. When we think about autism, I like to use this iceberg theory. We oftentimes think about what we're seeing above the water, things like verbal perseveration or elopement, or sometimes our guys come off as being rude or task avoidance. Sometimes there's property destruction. Sometimes there's aggression. And what we like to think about is what else is going on with that person. What is underneath the water? Many individuals with ASD have medical conditions like GI issues or develop seizures, sleep disorders. We also have social challenges and communication challenges. When you read about autism, that is one of the things that they're looking at. You know, what is the level of communication? And communicating is not just talking. Communicating is being able to read body language. You know, we walk into a room and we just kind of adjust. We don't even think about it. There are also sensory challenges, and sensory processing is just taking in information through the environment. You know, and our body processes it, and we know what's relevant and what's not relevant. But what if you had a neurodevelopmental disorder that your sensory system was not processing things in a typical manner? And so you would be receiving information into the environment, and you don't know what's relevant to pay attention to. You may be listening to, say, the hum of a fluorescent light instead of paying attention to the teacher. Self-regulation challenges, and all of these things underneath the water are not just specific to ASD. You know, everyone or anyone could have challenges in any of these things, but it tends to be more prevalent with individuals with ASD, that self-regulation piece, that going from 0 to 60 super quick and not being able to regulate emotion, and cognitive challenges. And so we keep in mind looking at the entire person and understanding that this is neurologically based. Why do we teach weight? Teaching weight to a child is a valuable life skill. Children must wait their turn when they're at school. They must wait their turn when they're playing a game, wait their turn to enter a conversation at the grocery store. So teaching a child how to wait as an expectation is a life skill. When teaching how to use a weight card, we're going to use visual support, and we're going to do it in a successful environment. And what I mean by that is I mean having control over an environment. So if I'm teaching weighting, I'm not going to teach it while I'm standing in a grocery line and saying, okay, we're waiting, because we don't know how long we're going to wait. I'm going to do it in a controlled environment. I might have a drink, and the child might want the drink, hand them the weight card, we're waiting, and then, oh, all done waiting, right? So you're going to want to teach it so it's 100% success. If we teach it in an environment that's not successful, we're not going to get buy-in from using the card. They're not going to see the value in using a weight card in the future. How do we teach weight? Here are 2 examples of a weight card. And a weight card could be anything. It could be weight written on an index card. It could be a transition item that you use only when waiting. It can be anything that is visually supported, something that you can see with your eyes that pairs up with the language that you're using. So when we teach weight, we're going to begin in a setting that's going to be positive, and we're waiting for an item. We're going to show the weight card and label the action. Waiting, we are waiting. After a moment, when the child is still waiting, we're going to give them the item and put our hand out to take the weight card back. Great job waiting. This is Nancy Reyes. She is part of our TAP family, and we are going to model how to teach the weight card. You'll take a desired object. We're going to use a water bottle for that and show it. When Nancy reaches for it, I'm going to present her with the weight card. I'm going to have her wait for a very short amount of time. Ask for it back. Great job waiting. What it might look like in real time, we're waiting. Great job waiting, right? And then you're just going to increase the amount of time for waiting. So in the beginning, you're going to teach it really quickly. You don't want the person to be getting frustrated that they're waiting because you're teaching a skill, and then you just start having more and more time in between to teach the skill of waiting. Another tool we can use is writing a social narrative. The concept of waiting is very abstract. Like, what does that even mean? So teaching a concept with a social narrative can be very helpful. What is a social narrative? A social narrative is simply a story using positive language that explains a certain situation and what a person can do. Here's an example of using a social narrative to teach what wait means, because it's such an abstract concept. Sometimes I must wait. Waiting means something's going to happen, but not right now. I might have to wait in line at the store. I might have to wait for my food to be ready. I may have to wait for my turn during a game. Waiting can be hard. I can try and relax and patiently wait till it is my turn or till we'll be finished. So we're explaining the situation. We're telling the person this is what they can do in a very concrete visual way. Things to consider. We're going to want to teach weight using a visual support or a gesture. Even using sign language, I'm waiting, is a visual support, because once I say the words, they're gone, but I'm still gesturing or I'm still holding a card. Also label when we're waiting. I'm waiting for the water to boil so I can cook the pasta. I'm waiting for Johnny to come home so we can have our dinner. Modeling the tool that you teach is going to be super beneficial. Remember, just handing them a weight card is not an effective way to teach a new skill. At the Autism Project, we are never one and done. We are here for you. If we can support you on your journey, please feel free to reach out. You can make an appointment or speak with one of our family support specialists. Welcome to the TAP family.